It's time for dinner. Genesis chapter 9. And Elohim blessed Noah and his sons and said to them, Be fruitful and increase and fill the earth. And the fear of you and the dread of you is on every beast of the earth, on every bird of the heavens, on all that creeps on the ground, and on all the fish of the sea. Into your hand they have been given. Every creeping creature that lives is food for you. I have given you all, as I have gave the green plants. But do not eat flesh with its life, its blood. But only your blood for your lives I require. From the hand of every beast I require it, and from the hand of man. From the hand of every man's brother I require the life of man. Whoever sheds man's blood, by man his blood is shed, for in the image of Elohim he has made him. As for you, be fruitful and increase. Bring forth teemingly in the earth and increase in it. And Elohim spoke to Noah and to his sons with him, saying, And I establish my covenant with you and with your seed after you, and with every living being that is with you, of the birds, of the cattle, and of every beast of the earth with you, of all that go out of the ark, every beast of the earth. And I shall establish my covenant with you, and never again is all flesh cut off by the waters of the flood, and never again is there a flood to destroy the earth. And Elohim said, This is the sign of the covenant which I made between me and you, and every living being that is with you, for all generations to come. I shall set my rainbow in the cloud, and it shall be the sign of the covenant between me and the earth. And it shall be, when I bring a cloud over the earth, that the rainbow shall be seen in the cloud. And I shall remember my covenant, which is between me and you and every living being of all flesh, and never again let the waters become a flood to destroy all flesh. And the rainbow shall be in the cloud, and I shall see it, to remember the everlasting covenant between Elohim and every living being of all flesh that is on the earth. And Elohim said to Noah, This is the sign of the covenant which I have established between me and all flesh that is on the earth. And the sons of Noah who went out of the ark were Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And Ham was the father of Canaan. These three were the sons of Noah, and all the earth was overspread from them. And Noah, a man of the soil, began and planted a vineyard. And he drank of the wine and was drunk, and became uncovered in his tent. And Ham, the father of Canaan, saw the nakedness of his father, and told his two brothers outside. So Shem and Japheth took a garment, laid it on both their shoulders, and went backward and covered the nakedness of their father. And their faces were turned away, and they did not see their father's nakedness. And Noah awoke from his wine, and he knew that his younger son had done what his younger son had done to him. And he said, Cursed is Canaan. Let him become a servant of servants to his brothers. And he said, Blessed be Jehovah, the Elohim of Shem, and let Canaan become his servant. Let Elohim enlarge Japheth, and let him dwell in the tents of Shem, and let Canaan become his servant. And Noah lived after the flood 350 years. So all the days of Noah were 950 years, and he died. And this is the genealogy of the sons of Noah. Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and sons were born to them after the flood. And the sons of Japheth, Gomer, and Magog, and Madai, and Yawan, and Tubal, and Meshech, and Tiras. And the sons of Gomer, Ashkenaz, and Riphath, and Togarmah. And the sons of Yawan, Elisha, and Tarshish, Kittim, and Dodanim. From these, the coastland people of the nations were separated into the lands, everyone according to their language, according to their clans, into their nations. And the sons of Ham, Cush, and Mizraim, and Put, and Canaan. And the sons of Cush, Saba, and Havilah, and Sapta, and Ramah, and Saptaka. And the sons of Ramah, Sheba, and Dedan. And Cush brought forth Nimrod. He began to be a mighty one on the earth. He was a mighty hunter before Jehovah. Therefore it is said, like Nimrod, the mighty hunter before Jehovah. And the beginning of his reign was Babel, and Erech, and Akkad, and Calneh, in the land of Shinar. From that land he went to Ashur, and built Nineveh, and Rehoboth, and Calah, and Rezin between Nineveh and Calah, the great city. And Mizraim brought forth Ludim, and Anamim, and Lehabim, and the Nephtahim, and Petrusim, and Casluhim, from whom came the Philistines, and Caphtorim. And Canaan brought forth Sidon, his firstborn, and Heth, and the Jebusite, and the Amorite, and the Girgashite, and the Hivite, and the Archite, and the Sinite, and the Arvadite, and the Tesmerite, and the Hamathite. And afterward the clans of the Canaanites were spread abroad. The border of the Canaanites was from Sidon, as you go toward Gerar, as far as Azah. As you go toward Sidon, and Amorah, and Admah, and Seboim, as far as Lasha. These were the sons of Ham, according to their clans, according to their languages, in their lands, in their nations. And also to Shem, the father of all children of Eber, brother of Japheth, the elder, children were born. The sons of Shem, Elam, and Ashur, and Arpachshad, and Lud, and Aram. And the sons of Aram, Uts, and Hul, and Gether, and Mash. And Arpachshad brought forth Shelah, and Shelah brought forth Eber. And to Eber were born 2 sons. The name of one was Peleg, for in his days the earth was divided, and his brother's name was Yoktan. And Yoktan brought forth Almodad, and Sheleph, and Hatzarmaveth. That's a tough one. Hatzarmaveth, and Yarah, and Hadaram, and Uzal, and Diklah, and Obal, and Abimael, and Sheba, and Ophir, and Havilah, and Yobab. All these were sons of Yoktan, and their dwelling place was from Yeshah, as you go towards Sephar, a mountain of the east. These were the sons of Shem, according to their clans, according to their languages in their lands, according to their nations. These were the clans of the sons of Noah, according to their generations in their nations. And from these nations were divided on the earth after the flood. And all the earth had one language and one speech. And it came to be, as they set out from the east, that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt there. And they said to each other, "Come, Let us make bricks and bake them thoroughly. And they had brick for stone, and they had asphalt for mortar. And they said, Come, let us build ourselves a city and a tower whose top is in the heavens, and make a name for ourselves, lest we be scattered over all the face of the earth. Then Jehovah came down to see the city and the tower which the sons of men had built. And Jehovah said, Look, they are one people, and they all have one language, and that is what they began to do. And now they are not going to be withheld from doing whatever they plan to do. Come, let us go there and confuse their language, so that they do not understand one another's speech. And Jehovah scattered them from there over the face of all the earth, and they left off building the city. That is why its name was called Babel, because there Jehovah confused the language of all the earth, and from there Jehovah scattered them over the face of all the earth. This is the genealogy of Shem. Shem was 100 years old and brought forth Arpachshad 2 years after the flood. And after he brought forth Arpachshad, Shem lived 500 years and brought forth sons and daughters. And Arpachshad lived 35 years and brought forth Shelah. And after he brought forth Shelah, Arpachshad lived 403 years, and brought forth sons and daughters. And Shelah lived 30 years and brought forth Eber. And after he brought forth Eber, Shelah lived 403 years and brought forth sons and daughters. And Eber lived 34 years and brought forth Peleg. And after he brought forth Peleg, Eber lived 430 years and brought forth sons and daughters. And Peleg lived 30 years and brought forth Reu. And after he brought forth Reu, Peleg lived 209 years and brought forth sons and daughters. And Reu lived 32 years and brought forth Serug. And after he brought forth Serug, Reu lived 207 years and brought forth sons and daughters. And Serug lived 30 years and brought forth Nahor. And after he brought forth Nahor, Serug lived 200 years and brought forth sons and daughters. And Nahor lived 29 years and brought forth Terah. And after he brought forth Terah, Nahor lived 190 years, 19 years, and brought forth sons and daughters. And Terah lived 70 years and brought forth Abram, Nahor, and Haran. And this is the genealogy of Terah. Terah brought forth Abram, Nahor, and Haran brought forth Lot. And Haran died before his father Terah in the land of his birth, in Kasdim. And Abram and Nahor took wives. The name of Abram's wife was Sarai, and the name of Nahor's wife Milcah, the daughter of Haran, the father of Milcah, and the father of Yiscah. And Sarah was barren, she had no children. And Terah took his son Abram and his grandson Lot, son of Haran, and his daughter-in-law Sarah, his son's Abram's wife, and they went out with them from Kasdim to go to the land of Canaan, and they came to Haran and dwelt there. And the days of Terah came to be 205 years, and Terah died in Haran. And Jehovah said to Abram, Go yourself out of your land, from your relatives, and from your father's house, to a land which I show you. And I shall make you a great nation, and bless you, and make your name great, and you shall be a blessing. And I shall bless those who bless you, and curse him who curses you. And in you all the clans of the earth shall be blessed." So Abram left as Jehovah had commanded him, and Lot went with him. And Abram was 75 years old when he set out from Haran. And Abram took Sarah his wife, and Lot his brother's son, and all their possessions that they had gathered, and the beings whom they had acquired in Haran. And they set out for the land of Canaan, and they came to the land of Canaan. And Abram passed through the land to the place of Shechem, as far as the terebinth tree of Moreh. At that time the Canaanites were in the land. And Jehovah appeared to Abraham and said, "To your seed I give this land," and he who built there a slaughter place to Jehovah, who had appeared to him. And from there he moved to the mountain east of Bethel, and he pitched his tent, and Bethel on the west of Ai, on the east, and he built there a slaughter place to Jehovah, and called on the name of Jehovah. And Abram set out, continuing toward the south, and a scarcity of food came to be in the land. And Abram went down to Mizraim to dwell there, for the scarcity of food was severe in the land. And it came to be, when he was close to entering Mizraim, that he said to Sarah his wife, "See, I know that you are a beautiful woman to look at. And it shall be that when the Mizraimites see you, they shall say, 'This is his wife,' and they shall kill me, but let you live. Please say you are my sister, so that it shall be well with me for your sake, and my life be spared because of you." And it came to be, when Abram came into Mizraim, that the Mizraimites saw the woman, that she was very beautiful. And Pharaoh's officials saw her and praised her before Pharaoh. And the woman was taken to Pharaoh's house. And he treated Abram well for her sake. And he had sheep and cattle and male donkeys and male and female servants and female donkeys and camels. But Jehovah plagued Pharaoh and his house with great plagues because of Sarah, Abram's wife. And Pharaoh called Abram and said, "What is this you have done to me? Why did you not inform me that she was your wife? Why did you say, 'She is my sister,' and so I was going to take her for my wife? Look, here is your wife. Take her and go." And Pharaoh commanded his men concerning him, and they sent him away, and his wife, and all that he had. Have a good night. See you at breakfast.